You don't strike me as a guy who looks at stats too often, but you're 12th in yards, total offense, and 26th in points. How do you try to merge those or get those points closer to the yards?
Yeah, I think the obvious when you look at that, it's red zone. Red zone efficiency. So, it's scoring touchdowns. And not having negative plays down there, especially turnovers.
Case, what allowed you guys to have several of those chunk plays there? I think you had 3 40-yard passes on Sunday.
Yeah, I think all three. That's those guys making plays, man. I thought those are the three guys that are explosive like that, and can make those plays. I mean, they did a great job down the field catching the ball. First getting open, but catching the ball. I just try to give those guys a chance. They did a great job.
Obviously, you didn't come away with the win, but can you take something from that last drive where you get DT in the end zone and maybe hopefully build off that, or no?
I mean, any time you're moving the ball down the field, you'd like to build on it and take those things that you did well and apply it moving forward. That's our offense. We're first year of this offense. We're building a database of stuff that we do well. So, just continue to do that. Scoring in the red zone is important. So yeah, we're gonna build on that.
But Peyton Manning, when he was here, said a new offense took him more than a year to get used to it, year and a half. Why does it take that amount of time? I mean, if he says it, and you say there must be something to it. Why is that the case?
It's tough. You look at guys that have been in offenses for 2, 3, 4, 10 years. The guy who played last night. Been in that offense a while, and you start to know it like the back of your hand. You just have seen so many different plays and so many defenses. What tends to get open, and first time throwing with these guys. I mean, these are definitely not excuses. I'm not sitting here making excuses, but I think we're getting better. And that's the goal. It just takes time.
During that compressed week, the short week, do you feel like you have an advantage because you're a veteran quarterback, or does nobody have an advantage when it's only
experience is priceless. Practice, games, all that stuff. So, I think as a veteran, it's your experience is priceless. But a short week is a short week. We all played pretty soon, and we got to go get on a plane tomorrow. So, that's nature of the game, and that's it's just how it goes. But it's a great opportunity to play on Thursday night, national television game, and against a great opponent.
On Sunday, when you kicked a field goal there on the second to last drive, how much input do you have in terms of saying, hey, I'd like to go for it here, or let's take the points, and count on the defense to get a stop?
Vance is the guy that makes those calls. So, I trust his decision and what whatever he wants to do. Heck, we had 3 downs to get in the end zone and we didn't. So, that's where I need to do better.
What did you think of Aaron Rodgers last night? What were some thoughts watching him?
Yeah, I just saw the highlights. But man, he's just a guy that he just gets it done. And you leave some time on the clock like that, and he just drives him down, and it's impressive, man. He's a talented guy that one of the best that's probably ever played this position.
When you pass twice as much as you run like you have in the past few games, how much of an advantage does that give the defense, and difficult does it make it for you when they know that's what's coming?
It's tough, when you're playing behind. You try to stick to your game plan and keep running the ball here and there, but especially as the later it gets, you need to make explosive plays, and that gives the defense, especially the defensive line, a chance to tee off and try to come sack the quarterback. So it makes it tough on our offensive line, because they're sitting back there. Defensive line has their ears pinned back, just trying to rush. So it's tough, but we put ourselves in that position early, and we got to make sure that we don't do it again this week.
Some of those big plays that you guys had came out of play action. Are you more comfortable throwing out of play action?
It depends. I do like play action. I like run action. I like taking shots with that stuff. I think Bill does a good job mixing it up. Drop back, play action. Some of the keeper game stuff. So, I like it all.
What is it about that you're so comfortable with?
the timing and rhythm of it, being under center, even in the gun, the play action, getting backers to step up, getting safeties to step up. It kind of gets the defense, moving forward and back on their heels. So, it's a good mix-up. I think Bill does a good job mixing those calls up.
Because of all that Patrick Peterson does in terms of picking the ball up, forcing fumbles, I think he's got a sack this year. Is he one of those guys you have to know where he is on every single snap?
Yeah, Pat P's, I think, one of the best in the business. He's, one of the best corners, I think, that's been playing, for a while now. So I've got a lot of respect for him and what he does. So he's a guy that we need to know where he's at all times. Chandler Jones, another guy, rushing the passer. He does a great job of getting in there and being disruptive, being a game wrecker. So we got to make sure that he's not, in a position to wreck the game.
With the 4-game losing streak, the phrase that Coach Joseph used was the pounds on fire. What is that?
For me, there's always a sense of urgency. It doesn't matter what's happened in the past. It doesn't matter what's going to happen ahead of the time. For me, I'm going to give it everything I got every week. That's what you're going to see from me no matter what. And, obviously, there's a bad taste, a bad feeling, when you lose one game, let alone 4. So, but I'm not dwelling on it. That's the past. There's nothing I can do about it. A lot of people can talk about it. I'm going to choose not to. I'm going to move forward because we can do something about this Thursday in the Arizona Cardinals.
I know you've always believed that actions are more important than words, but with Bill Deere maybe questionable for Thursday and Leary out for the year, 2 longtime veterans, do you feel any inclination to say a little more in advance of Thursday, even on a short week?
I trust the offensive line, no matter who's in there. I think we've got 7 or 8 guys, 9 guys that can play, whenever they need to. And if that's specifically what you're asking about, because, those are some veteran guys that we've had up there. And, when you've got guys that have played together for a while, they start getting a little rapport. But, I think that's why Matt, having Matt in there is such a benefit, man. I'm a veteran guy who gets them all on the same page, whether it's protection, run game, identifying fronts, getting mic points. He does a great job of that. So I'm sure there'll be some more conversations, leadership-wise when some veteran guys are out. But, it's a next man up mentality. Those guys, that's why they're here. They're ready to go. And I think they'll be ready to go Thursday night.
Time for 2 more. Case, has it been your experience in your career that you kind of hit stride, or the offense hits the rhythm about this point in the season in your other stops, not specifically in the Denver system? But
yeah, it's hard to say. Every year's different, and I hate to compare, offenses or not, but it takes some time, some live reps with some real bullets flying and some real defenses out there. You kind of learn what you hang your hat on, what you like, and what plays you're good at, and you move forward. And I think there's something to be said about midseason stride, but we're just trying to get better. We're trying to keep going every week, and I think we're getting better offensively.
After 6 games, would you say that you have an offensive identity, and if so, what is it?
Yeah, I think depending on the week, we have certain goals that we try to accomplish each week, whether it's running the ball, in certain situations, passing the ball. I think we do. I think we have some stuff that we feel really good about. Obviously we have a lot of things that we need to work on too. I keep coming back to red zone and 3rd downs, critical situations. We've got to get better at that. I think we've had success running the ball. We've thrown the ball when we needed to. I think Bill does a good job of mixing those things up. So, I think we're finding our identity. I think it evolves as you go because, defenses watch film too. They know what we've done and what we've done well. So they try to scheme and try to stop it. So it evolves as you go along, and that's the NFL. You have to come in every week ready for new stuff, ready for new plays, ready for new ways to get the ball to the playmakers.
All right, thanks, Case.
Thanks, Case.